Hello everyone, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Welcome to my Mystery Monday video today. Hard to believe it's almost the middle of January. Like seriously, where does this time go? Oh my gosh, we've still got snow and had snow on the weekend, but it's January, so what do you expect in Alberta, right? So today we are going to take a look at another new bundle from our new mini. It's called the Linked Together Bundle, and you can find it here on pages 48 and 49. So this is the bundle. So actually, it's a large bundle. So you would get the stamp set, the dies, and some decorative masks. So if any of you like to do blending with masks or anything, this is perfect. We're not going to look at the masks today, but I'd like to use them for a future project. And here are some great samples as well. And they show here some of the blending that they have done with some of those masks. Now, because of celebration, this is a perfect bundle to get because the price point is $81 and you would earn a free celebration item, which I'm also going to use to sell this particular celebration item on our project. So if you kind of like it, you might want to consider getting that celebration item. It's pretty cool. January, February, celebration months. Okay. So this is the stamp set if you want to see it up close. It's just a greeting set and where you can puzzle things together. So wishing you a happy day, wishing you a lifetime of love, or you can just say just a note, or you can just say enjoy, whatever you like to do. And these are the dies. So some of these have fallen off here. So we have a really nice lattice piece and then some different shapes that you can also use. And then some florals and some greenery. Okay, so that's the set and dies. And these are the masks. So you get quite a few. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different masks. So this is all part of the bundle. So I think a really great price point considering all of the things that you get. All right, let's get to today's project. So we are going to use the bundle to make this card. This one, when I saw that lattice die, that's kind of what drew me to this particular bundle. So I thought, oh, I can just visualize sort of some flowers climbing up. So that's kind of the effect that we're going for today. All right, so we are going to start with a piece of fresh freesia. And this is our normal base, and I will post these measurements on the post, and it'll also be on YouTube if you'd like to check out my channel there. So we're starting with our basic 8.5 by 5.5 base, and then we're going to add a piece of berry burst. So this is quite bright, but I kind of wanted to incorporate it because of some designer paper that we're going to be using. So we're going to add this on top here. So the berry burst on top of the fresh freesia. Okay. And then we're going to add an embossed layer. Now this is one of our new celebration items, and it's called the Starstruck Embossing Folder. So it's a regular folder, but it's really quite cute. You know, it looks like starbursts or like florals. And it's in our celebration brochure, and you might actually miss it. I'm not sure. Page 7, it's right here on the bottom. So with a $75 purchase, you can earn this embossing folder for free. So with this linked bundle, this is something that will qualify for a free purchase. So this is what I embossed out of the basic white. So we're going to add this layer on top of our berry burst. Okay. And I just wanted to point something out about our embossing folders. Some of you probably already know this, but for those of you that don't, on our embossing folders, on the front where the Stampin' Up! Logo is, do you see this line that's here? This line isn't just for decorative purposes. It's actually meant to line up your paper so it goes through the folder straight. So for example, let's say this was cut down to size. Let's do it this way. You would line it up on this particular line. See that black line that's down there? And then close it. And then once you run this through your folder, it will be straight. So this is kind of a neat guide, especially for embossing folders that might have imagery or letters or words or certain patterns that need to be straight. This particular one isn't as important, shall I say, to get straight because it has images going all over the place, and some of our folders do. But if you are wanting to have your image straight, or let's say you're doing some trees or something like that, just remember to line up your paper on that line first, and then as you run it through, those images should come out straight. So just a little tidbit there if you weren't quite aware of what that line was and thought it just looked pretty. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for a minute. Then what I did was I cut out that lattice die, or what I'm calling a lattice die, out of basic white, and I cut it out with an adhesive sheet. Okay, and it looks all great like that, but I wanted something behind it. So this is where this new designer paper comes in. So what I cut out was this piece here. So the designer paper that I'm talking about is this one. It's called Beautiful Bouquet. I think it's called Beautiful Bouquet. Yeah, Beautiful Bouquet, not as in flower bouquet, but the technique bouquet, which is B-O-K-E-H, which is basically sort of dots that are a little more prevalent and a little more recessed. And you can find it here. It's part of the Beautiful Bouquet suite in the new catalog, the one with the butterflies. And this is the paper here. Okay, so I thought this was really a neat pattern to have as a background. And I know we used to have a stamp set, a bouquet stamp set, a while back now, and it did the same sort of thing. But here we have the paper, and I think it works really well as a background image. So you get 5 colors in the package. So this is Berry Burst, and you get Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and Balmy Blue. So this is the bouquet side, and on the back is where you have some sort of subtle patterns. So this is on the back of the blue, this is on the back of the freesia, this is the Calypso Coral, this is on the back of Daffodil Delight, which kind of surprises me. I thought it might be a little more yellow tones, and then this is on the back of the Balmy Blue. Okay, so oh, sorry, this is on the back of the Berry Burst. So it's got little specks of Berry Burst in there. And this is the background I'm going to use for our card today. Okay, so I cut this down. I think it's 4 by, what did I do? 4 by 2.5 or something like that. Enough that it would fit behind this lattice piece. So I'm going to pull off the adhesive sheet that I have on here. And if you don't want to use an adhesive sheet, you could just, you know, use your liquid glue or whatever. I just thought, for me, the adhesive sheet is just a lot tidier. Okay, so you're going to give that a little press. And then what I do sometimes is I like to just go over it with my bone folder, just to make sure that it's adhered pretty well. Now, if this has gone over a little bit, depending on how you've cut, because it's not quite 2.5, I don't think. You can cut this off, although I should have just left it. Darn it, what was I doing? Shoot, I should have just left this on here. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, you know what? I think we're gonna, I thought that was designer paper that was sticking over the edge, but it wasn't. So I'm just gonna stick this back down onto itself. Oh my gosh. So yes, if you do have some of this designer paper peeking through, you can just trim that off, but I didn't. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of fudge this. Pretend this didn't happen, folks. Okay. I don't want to cut that off because it has this really nice stitching around the edges. So, oh my goodness me, that was not a very bright spot this morning, was it? Okay, so let's just pretend. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to add these branches here. So these are also dies in the bundle, and I wasn't sure what color to use here. And I felt for me that some of the greens that we had were a little bit dark. So I was looking at garden green, and it would have been okay. But then I thought, old olive I didn't really like the look of. Shaded spruce was a little too green. The mossy meadow was a little bit dark for this particular color palette. I think if you used a different color palette, some of those other greens would work great. But with this particular color palette, those other greens just didn't work for me. So I decided to go with something a little different, and I just went with a soft sea foam. Okay, and I did put adhesive sheets on the back here as well. So a lot of the color coordinating kind of depends on which part of the or which pattern of the designer paper you're using. All right, so whatever you like, whatever works for you is great. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on down here, kind of at a bit of an angle. I'm okay if it hangs over because it's going to go in the center, so that's fine. So we'll just press that down there, and that might help hold that edge in place a little bit. And then there's a smaller branch in the dies. You get two, a larger branch and a smaller one. So we're just gonna peel off the adhesive sheet on that one. And this one I'm just gonna sort of make it look like it's kind of attached. I'm gonna just lift that up a little and put this sort of hanging over the top edge, like so. Okay, so that's basically how my branches are going to go. If you wanted to add more, you could, or if you wanted to add them to the other side as well, whatever your preference is. Okay, but I'm okay with that. All right, so now I think we're ready to put this on, and then we'll attach our flowers. So I am going to pop this up with some dimensionals. So I'm using some of my end pieces here. I know they don't look very good, but they still work, and I truly believe in using all of my pieces as much as I can, because they're still very usable for sure. Okay, so let's put this on in the center. Eyeball it. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we're going to add the flowers. So in the dies, you get some different flower dies. Now these were cut out of that bouquet paper as well. So the background I used here was this one, which is on the back of the berry burst color. So this, some of the scrap pieces I had left over, I just used to cut out the flowers from the dies. Okay, so you're not wasting any paper. All right, so these I am going to put on with mini dimensionals. And I just decided to go with 3. But if you wanted you know, to add a few more, you could. In the dies, I believe there's a die that cuts out. Here you go. You've got two different actually types of flowers here. So you've got more of a daisy-like one, which cuts out 2 at a time. And this is the one I used. It's a different shape, but it cuts out 4 all at once in one pass. So that definitely saves time right there too. So that's good. Okay, so let's put these on just wherever you want, kind of random. So I think I'll put one there, and I'm decided to pull out the berry burst because we have this berry burst layer under there, so that hopefully would tie it together a little bit. And this one, I guess I'll just put towards the top, and then of course we're going to add some bling. So in the centers, I'm going to use these iridescent faceted gems, which I love. I use these a lot at Christmas. They are in our annual catalog, so they are around till the end of April at least. And you get 2, I believe it's 2 different sizes, so you have a choice there of what you'd like to do. And then lastly, our greeting, I just stamped the Just a Note from the stamp set, Just a Note, in Berry Burst ink, and cut that out with a Stylish Shapes die. Excuse me, that was not expected. All right, and this I'm going to pop up with dimensionals as well. Now, just a tip here too, when you are putting on a banner or something that is going to sort of hang over the edge, what I like to do, like if I were to put this down now, this would sort of be flopping up. I would put on an extra dimensional here, just to give it that extra padding so it will hopefully stay in place and not sort of just hang there aimlessly. So I'm going to just add this. Now, do you want it there? Do you want it there? It's okay. I think I'm going to put it more towards the center. And see this, because I have that double dimensional under, it sits quite nicely. So there you go. Our Link Together bundle, another new product from our new mini catalog. So I hope you enjoyed that project today, and we will see you again next week. Have a great week, everyone. Bye for now.